It was one of those mornings where the world felt just a little too quiet. The birds weren't chirping like they usually did, and as I stepped onto my porch with a steaming mug of coffee, something gnawed at me. I couldn't place it until I wandered toward the edge of my property, the same path I'd walked for years. That's when I saw it, or rather, didn't see it. My sturdy wooden fence, the one that marked the line between my land and my neighbor Lisa's, was gone. In its place stood a shiny new one, painted a garish white, sitting a full 15 feet deeper into my yard than it had any right to be. There she was, Lisa, leaning against her side of the fence, sipping from a mug with a grin like she'd just won the lottery. "Morning," she called, her voice dripping with fake cheer. "Hope you don't mind. I fixed the property line. My realtor said this chunk was mine anyway." My stomach twisted. This wasn't a misunderstanding. This was theft, bold, deliberate, and right in my face. I wanted to yell, but I forced myself to stay calm, taking a slow walk along the new fence. It wasn't subtle. My fire pit, half my garden, even part of my shed's overhang, they were all on her saw side now. I asked where my old fence went. "Oh, the workers hauled it to the dump," she said, waving a hand. "It was falling apart." "You're welcome." I couldn't believe the nerve. Lisa had only moved in 3 months ago, but her reputation had spread like wildfire. She was the self-appointed queen of our HOA, strutting around with her yappy little dog, pointing at people's lawns like she owned the neighborhood. I knew she'd be trouble, but this was war. When I asked for proof of her claim, she just shrugged. "My realtor said the lot goes to the hill," she said, gesturing vaguely. "Probably a survey mix-up from the last owner. No big deal." But it saw a big deal. That land was mine, bought, paid for, taxed, and legally marked. What Lisa didn't know was that I'd been through this before. Years ago, after a dispute with another neighbor, I'd hired a licensed surveyor to map my property. I didn't just settle for flags or paint. I had metal stakes buried 3 feet underground at every corner, each with a GPS tag, logged with the county. I had receipts, reports, everything. So when I told her I'd look into it, I wasn't messing around. That night, I couldn't sleep. Her smug, "You're welcome," kept replaying in my head. By morning, I'd booked a surveyor. I didn't just want my fence back, I wanted ironclad proof. The surveyor's team showed up, scanning the perimeter. One of them laughed as he checked the coordinates. "Whoever set these markers knew their stuff," he said. I nodded tightly. That'd be me. The report confirmed it. Lisa had stolen over 800 square feet of my land. I grabbed my drone, flew it over the property, and got aerial shots that made her new fence look like a claw digging into my yard. I printed the survey and showed it to her, polite but firm. She barely glanced at it. "Let the HOA handle it," she scoffed. "They know this neighborhood better than some paper." Then she turned the tables. She filed a complaint with the HOA, claiming I'd built my fence on her saw land. At the emergency meeting she called, she stood there like a soap opera star, spinning a tale about fixing a long-standing error. She even waved around a blurry 1960s photo, saying, "See? No fence back then." The crowd ate it up. The HOA president, her buddy Sarah, shut me down when I tried to speak. "We'll handle this," she said, ordering me to clear my stuff from Lisa's side in 7 days. I didn't argue. I just said, "Okay," and went home. That night, I buried 2 motion-activated trail cameras, one on my side, one facing her patio. Then I posted online, tagging her in the HOA, heading out of town. "Hope nothing moves while I'm gone." Lisa took the bait. The cameras caught it all. Flashlights, workers, and her voice, clear as day, saying, "He's gone. Finish it tonight." She didn't just move the fence again, she pushed its deeper saw into my land. It wasn't a mistake. It was a plan. By sunrise, I had the footage downloaded. Her pacing in a floral robe, barking orders, it was legal gold. I called my surveyor, sent him the videos, and said, "We're going to court. But first, I wanted the neighborhood to see the truth." Lisa had humiliated me at that HOA meeting, whispering to neighbors that I'd faked my markers. It was time to fight back. I called another HOA meeting and walked in with a laptop, a projector, and a stack of papers labeled proof of property theft. Lisa was there, smirking with Sarah and her clique. Another slideshow, she muttered. I didn't answer. I just hit play. The room went silent as the footage showed her directing workers to tear down my fence, then move it again at night. Her voice echoed. "You won't even notice." Gasps rippled through the crowd. Sarah's face turned crimson. Lisa lunged for the projector's plug, but my lawyer Tom, who'd slipped in during the VY Deo, stopped her cold. "That's obstruction," he said. "Sit down." Tom laid out the EVY Denke, GPS surveys, county records, time-stamped VY Deos. "This is trespassing, property damage, and attempted land theft," he said. Lisa stammered. "It was a mistake. My contractor messed up, but nobody bought it." The same neighbors who'd nodded at her lies were now staring like she'd sprouted horns. I thought she'd back off, but Lisa doubled down. That night, she called a local news station, crying on camera about her stalker neighbor harassing a poor widow. I watched from my driveway as she clutched her dog, fake tears streaming. "He want my land, my peace, maybe even my dog next," she sobbed. It was absurd, but it was working until it didn't. My lawyer filed a lawsuit. Trespassing, defamation, emotional distress. We alerted the county and the police, locking my land under legal protection. I posted the full story online with the VY Deos. It exploded 120,000 VYUs in a day, comments pouring in, even attorneys offering free ad VYC. Neighbors apologized, admitting Lisa had fooled them with her confidence. The HOA, desperate to save face, launched a pointless internal re-VYEW. My lawyer sent them a cease and desist, threatening to sue them too. Lisa's Biha VY got weirder. She parked across my driveway, let her dog roam my yard, even had her nephew spray paint land thief on my mailbox. I caught it all on camera. The county ruled in my favor. Lisa had 14 days to restore the fence or face fines and removal costs. When the notice hit her door, she ripped it off, screaming, "He's ruining my life." I sipped lemonade on my porch and smiled. She had no idea what was coming. At the final HOA meeting, the room buzzed with tension. Lisa strutted in, sunglasses on, fake designer purse swinging. She thought she still had a chance. Tom and I sat ready, a box of documents between us. When Sarah called the meeting to order, I played the VY Deos again this time with new footage of Lisa's nephew vandalism. Then Tom dropped the hammer. A county letter finding Lisa due law $9,000 for tampering with markers, plus our lawsuit for damages. Lisa's bravado collapsed. She shouted, then whimpered, then went silent. The room turned on her. Even Sarah mumbled, "This changes things." The court was a slaughter. The judge barely let Lisa speak before ruling for me. Damages, legal fees, and a written apology. 3 days later, her shaky typed letter arrived. I apologized for the fence misplacement and the stress caused. It wasn't heartfelt, but it was enough. The fence went back to its rightful place, reinforced with concrete. Neighbors dropped off pies and flowers, apologizing for belie VYing her. Lisa's world unraveled. Her garden club dissolved, her allies ghosted her, and a for sale sign appeared in her yard. She was done. One day, as I mowed my lawn, Lisa walked up. No sunglasses, no smirk, just exhaustion. "I'm selling," she said. "Too many bad memories." I nodded. Sometimes starting over's best. She lingered, then left without another word. It wasn't VY Tory, it was closure. I turned the disputed land into a garden, the quiet line, with wildflowers and a bench. Neighbors VY sided, and it became a symbol of standing firm. Then came the twist. Digging near a GPS stake, I found a box with a letter from the pre-VYS owner. "Congrats. You survived, Lisa." She tried to steal my land too. "I hope you were ready." I laughed. I wasn't the first, but I was the last. My story went VY Rao, picked up by a legal nonprofit and a university for law classes. I'll let them use my footage, asking only that they blur Lisa's face. This wasn't about revenge, it was about change. Now, my fence stands proud, flanked by solar lights and cameras. The neighborhood's calmer, the HOA's reformed, and I'm at peace. But I wonder, did Lisa learn anything? Could she try this again somewhere else? What would you do if someone moved your fence in the dead of night? Would you fight like I did, with proof and patience, or would you confront her head on? And here's the big one: should I have pushed harder, made her pay more, or was closure enough? Drop your thoughts below, hit that like button if you felt the justice, and subscribe for more stories where the little guy fights back. Let's hear it. What's your take?